So let's get going with content, which is the first thing that you need to tackle. So as you can see, there is a sub menu here. So you click on the hamburger, you get all of these. These are essentially the various content types that you can manage here. This is folders. This is not really content, but this is more to help you organize your various content. So you can click on folders and you can add or delete or look through what is inside the folder. So for example, if I look at this, I can see it has a mail draft, it has a couple of scripts. Whenever I click on each of the elements, we typically call all the content types as elements, because that's how we refer to them when they are on a pitch flow. So I get to see this. I can edit it from here. If I click on that, I can now edit it. I can save it. So that's folders. Then files. By default, it enters into the files mode, files section. So this is where all your files are. Like you can see, I've got 481 files. So these can be imported from your existing cloud drives. So basically, when you first say import, you will see all of these options. There are 7 connections that we have, and basically covers all the major ones. And you can connect your accounts and it will pull all your content right here. So that's how the import function works. You can upload also. So essentially, if you click upload, you can drag and drop files. So let me just show you how that works. So I bring in, these are some folders. I have some material here, MP3s, some PowerPoint and so on. I can bring in this GIF. I can bring in a video. So one thing is that once you have uploaded, basically dragged and dropped one, this space to drop actually shrinks, and you need to put it inside this space. We are working the gray band, yes. We are working on that to increase it a bit and makes this scrollable. So as you can see, there is a progress bar which is already here, which is showing how the upload is going. And in this case, then the GIF, it is saying a file with this name already exists, so it's not going to upload the same file twice. So it can basically do a quick match and tell you, even if you don't remember, it will show you that it will not upload. So in this case, this MP4 file that I just, it says it is up. So let's go and check. There. So it's showing that edited by Shubhanjan 7 seconds ago. Don't worry about this message because it will take a few minutes to process, and when we come back again, you will see that the video is available. Just like, for example, this video is available, and we can play it and check it and all of that. So that's videos, video, audio, any kind of file formats. This is a PNG which we had brought in. You can see this is a screenshot I had taken using our Chrome extension. We'll talk about that later. So basically that's it. You can upload and import. The third thing that you can do, and once you have started importing, that page that you saw where these were available, the buttons are gone, but you will get all of them over here. The third thing you can do is create. So in create, you can create audio, video and text files. So typically the use case is that if you are planning to send pitches, this is where you create those. Yeah, so basically this can be intros, the conclusions, the bridges between two elements and so on. And there are 3 ways you can create them. So if you hit video, it will do a default recording, it will select. Then you can select a script or write one. So for example, if I write, this is a new script, and basically let's this I'm doing so that I can show you how the teleprompter bit works. So if it is too little, there will be no scrolling happening. So I say start recording. The script loads over here. and I can manage my speed of the scrolling from here. So you can see very slow and very fast. I normally set it a little lower and I hit record, and the script rolls and I can read it normally without trying to remember, without trying to fiddle with multiple things, your mouse or your something that is written, so on and so forth. You can literally, your webcam should be up there. You can literally read it as it progresses, and here you see the progress of the bar. You stop that. So what happens is, this is signified as take one. It immediately gives me a playback, and you can see what the playback is, and so on. And if you're not happy with it, you can hit retake, and you can again hit record. The same thing repeats, so you can do it as many times as you want. And I stop it now. So I've got a tagger, and I can choose the one I like, and I can save it. You can put tags if you want. It becomes easy to find them later if you want to, and you say save. So again, it will take a few minutes to. So I've just created this video. As you can see, I can click on that. It will give the similar message that it is not ready. Let's go back to the old one and see. Yeah, so that video which I had uploaded earlier is now ready to see. As you can see, this Bluster social media. Okay, so if I do audio, I get exactly the same kind of interface. So I can basically write a script and start recording. And in this case, instead of video, I see the text here. Same story. You can reduce the speed a little, hit record, and now it is scrolling and I'm reading it comfortably. This speed is very comfortable for me personally, and it shows the progress over here, and I stop it, and now it is scrolling and I'm reading it comfortably. This speed is very comfortable. So similar story, we can do multiple takes, and all those takes will get stacked up here. I can choose the one I want and I can save it. Sort of appear. Yeah, it's right here. It is scrolling and I'm reading it comfortably. Yeah, so the recording is right here. The third option is to create a text. These are basically like HTML slides. So I can add slides and I can delete slides. It is a formatter, simple formatter. So imagine the title is, this is a test text. And I can say preview. So as you can see, it shows me the headline comes large, and here is the navigation if I add more. So I close the preview and I add one more slide, and this scrolls horizontally. Slide, preview it. This was the first one. It's showing, it is showing here the two slides, and I go to the next one. This is the thing, and I say save. So the other thing that you need to keep in mind is that the description is something which is not visible to anybody. This is only for your own clarity. If you create something specific, if you write a little detailed description, it is easy for you to remember or to find it later. And secondly, if and when these collaterals that you are creating are shared by admin for other team members to use, they also know the purpose of why you created this. Okay, so this is where you upload and create your files. This is where you save links. So essentially the idea was that if you have web links that you want to make a part of your pitch, then you should be able to add that as a part of the pitch flow. For example, you want to demonstrate to a customer how their competitor is doing something, or how a particular customer who has of yours, existing customer of yours has implemented your advice, how it has made a difference to them, and so on. If you want to demonstrate something which is in a link, which necessarily needs a browser to for the person to go out and check, then you would be able to embed it here. However, there is a limitation that only websites that allow loading through iframe will work. For example, see, the thing is that when it loads, it works like a web page, so they don't have to go anywhere. It is a completely fully operational web page. You can literally submit this form and get whatever they're offering. uh, anyway, so let's start and go into a new link. So I wanted to, so this is a travel site, one of the customers that we have. So once you paste, you need to refocus your URL. I mean, you have to refocus your cursor. Once you bring it out, then it has. So as you can see, it has captured the web page. Normally, it will also capture the description and the URL, but in this case, it hasn't. So I can write the description, test with travel site, and the URL is this. So I can save it. They allow loading through, and this is the full website. This is the full website, which means if I clicked on this, it will work exactly how it will work in the website. So it has loaded that travel thing over here. So this is what links are about. Forms are essentially for feedback. You can build specific forms right here, and you can see the forms that are already there that you have created. If you click add form, you get a form builder, which is a fairly decent one, and you can have multiple choice and yes, no, radio buttons, and just checks and all of that. You can put time, so on and so forth, calendar, all of that. So you can create the form right here, and you will see something like this. This is the form that I made, and I've been using it. It's called product feedback form. This is the details, the metadata, and this is the actual form. It was a 3-question form, and I can write some instructions when I create it. So this you typically add at the end of your pitch flow, so that you can get some information from the customer who is interested in engaging with you. So this is forms. Mail drafts, nothing much to say. There are multiple scenarios where you need to send out mails. For example, mails need to be the covering note for any pitch that you send out, any pitch flow that you send out with the link. Mails are required for requesting testimonials. Mails are required in various mails are required when you want to assign a mail to a link which you send out as a campaign, and so on. So basically, this is where you see all the mail drafts, and this is where you create mail drafts. So it's pretty simple. Click on this, you write the subject, write the description. This is again not visible to anybody, and you write the body and you save the mail. That's it. I'll come back to pitch maps. Scripts are again, this is what you record for audio or video. So for example, if you have created a master pitch which you expect 20 of your salespeople to send out individually, then you can create the scripts and keep them here and sort of assign them to various pitches, so they don't have to start writing the scripts from scratch. They can sort of take it and just replace the name of the person and name of the company, maybe add some little contextual data. So you're not really relying upon them to write a great script for the video or the audio that they're recording, and that's the purpose of the scripts. So you can similarly, like the mail, you write the title of the script, you write the script, and you save it, and it gets saved here. So this is the script. It was written 2 weeks ago. You can edit it, you can delete it. It is unassigned, it's not in any folder. Testimonials is a very interesting tool that you have inside PitchLink. Getting testimonials from customers is very challenging, especially if you're looking for a video testimonial. So typically testimonials will be like 2 lines with a photo. They're not so engaging. So obviously, if instead the customer's voice is heard by prospective customers or their video is seen, that becomes far more useful. So what you can do is you can click this, you can add a recipient from your contact list. Say in my case, I want to send it to Abhijit. I say done. I added him. Then I actually write the script here, or I can select a script. So this is another use case of scripts. So I can literally select a script from here. So test for testimonials, and the testimonial script just loads here. And then I write a subject line. So request for testimonials, and I can write a mail, which is what I'm going to send out to my prospects or my customer to say, hey, now that you have mentioned that you are happy with our product, would you mind giving us a testimonial? So you can click on this and you can, choose a mail draft, and it can be that way, or you can simply just so typically what happens is when you request a customer who is happy with you for a testimonial, they'll be very eager and they'll say, yes, of course, I will give it. But managing the process is very complex, because even if you go with a camera and you ask him to talk about something, and even if you have discussed 3 points, he will speak whatever comes to his mind. Sometimes very well, sometimes the core message may be spread over multiple minutes, and snipping them out and putting something coherent becomes a challenge. In this case, if you have given a script, then the customer knows what you're expecting. Oh, this company, this person needs a 4-line testimonial. Obviously, when he receives it, he can edit this, he can put in his own words, and the interface is pretty much like the video and the audio interface that I showed you earlier. So there'll be a teleprompter. It's very easy. He doesn't have to memorize anything. He'll not forget anything. It'll simply scroll, and when he's done with the recording, he hits upload. It directly comes into your testimonial space, and it basically gets flagged in your files and stored there. But the point is that it gives a very streamlined approach to your collection of testimonials. You can also add a thank you note. So once he finishes uploading, that thank you note will appear. So you can make it nice and human. You can pre-add the metadata. You can put a title. For example, if you're sending it to me, you can say testimonial from Shubhanjan of PitchLink, and you can put a description, which again is optional for you to find, and just straightforward names. We don't have to do any underscore, nothing, just put a name, and that's how it will be stored. And you send the request and it will go in the mail to him. Discovery, this is where you do your research. So for discovery, PitchLink has created a Chrome extension. So basically the way it works is this is the extension. I can log in with my PitchLink ID. That is what connects this extension to this space, and I can create and save findings into these folders. So this is something I was using during the demo. This is the one which you saw earlier. So instead of using, say, Evernote, if you're doing research on a customer, or you're doing research on a prospect, going to his LinkedIn profile, going to the company website, checking out the customers, and you collect data which you think you can use effectively in the process of creation of the pitch, then all that can be saved here, neatly tucked into various folders and various projects. So each project can have multiple folders, and these projects you can create on the fly from the extension itself. Last piece is the pitch maps. So I left it for the last. When you are thinking of pitching to a customer, you are not thinking in terms of oh, I will put these 5 files. You are really thinking ground up, and especially if you're in the marketing role, uh, you are really thinking of the communication, the narrative, and so on. So, this is where you build that narrative structure, not the collaterals. Your need for collaterals will come out of this structure. So, for example, if I look at this, uh, I created this while showing it to somebody. I can just do a quick preview. Intro video to Greg. I can put the suggested script right there. I have marked it as a context bridge. Then use PPT of need, demo movie. Now I can actually, if I don't think I have the collateral, I can actually write those instructions here, uh, and I can write that this 3 slides of we'll use PPT ABCD, but we need to switch 2 new slides for slides 7 and 8 and so on, and possibly share this with your marketing team so that they can help you do it, or you can do it on your own. And then you put in a text and you say I'll do an audio conclusion, etc. So let's see how you build new pitch map. So one box is there by default, so I'll say intro. Now, whatever I write here, if I am using this pitch map for building my pitch, I will have access to the script. And if I go into video or audio recording, whatever I write here will come up on my teleprompter. So that's the beauty. If there is a large organization on and somebody else is working on scripts and the narrative, and they can actually create these maps, and then they can say, hey, you know what, for this particular client, use map number 3 or map number 4 or whatever you call the map, and that's it. And people can see everything right there and have access to it. So I add a new step. I can say enter details here. This is a PPT with market overview, add Gartner latest stats. So I know that will be my next element. I say done. I say audio. So this is marked as context bridge. Add new step. So we have created the pitch map and we name it test. Okay, so test map for intro. So introduction to pitch map. I say save pitch map. So test map for intro, it's right here. Introduction, PPT, audio, demo video, audio conclusion. So it is ready. If you need to add new steps, you have to come back to edit this map, and you add new steps or you delete new steps and so on. You want to replace something with something else, you can do it here in the edit mode. But otherwise, you can do some minor text corrections and text changes right here.